The Blotchin over here with What If Naruto Has 5 biju, and this is part 4. Now for this one, next part for next week, 15 likes, that's the goal. That's for all this little series, so yeah, that's that. Now for what we're going to get into with the recap. The Uchiha Massacre, Naruto and Sasuke for Itachi, and then they were put in for about a week and a half under the Tsukunomi. And, well, that's where we left it off, so let's get into it. So, peace for now. Here's the intro.
To ashes, when do we burn away? Used to be oh so close, now I see you.
Naruto stood next to Sasuke. They were both 9 years old. Since the Uchiha Massacre, Sasuke has become dark. He has stopped talking to everyone. Kakashi has trained him along with Naruto. They're the only ones that he will talk to at all. Because he feels as if everyone else is weak and downgradable, and no one else can surpass him or be his mighty friend. He thinks he is too high up and better than everyone else. But realistically, everyone knows that he needs to give himself some credit. He can't just say everyone else is better than him. But he is Sasuke. But Naruto has challenged Sasuke to a battle. This will determine their fate as friends. Naruto stood there next to Sasuke. Kakashi was watching the fight. Hajime, or whatever it is, said Kakashi. Azobo, Roshi, Son Goku, and Saikon both talked to Naruto, while Kurama didn't care. And also Azobo and Kyoko, they were just sitting back right now. They had told Naruto about a way to combine all their chakra to upgrade Sasuke's Sharingan if he ever becomes his friend again, and they will allow him to pass him this power, making him strong. But he doesn't know what he'll be doing yet. So this is all hopeful that maybe one day they can be friends again. Naruto dashed at Sasuke. Sasuke activated his Sharingan and he dodged Naruto's hit. He landed next to Naruto. He had a kunai against Naruto's left cheek. Naruto just grabbed the kunai from Sasuke's hand and pierced Sasuke's arm. Sasuke was not happy with this. Him and Naruto had trained together, but he had done it as out of spite, just to learn the power of the Sharingan. He says he doesn't want to be anyone's friend, but today Naruto changed that because Sasuke has agreed that if he changes how he acts, he will become. If he loses to Naruto, he will be different. But then, if he isn't, if he goes back, if Naruto loses, he doesn't get. He goes to being dark and gloomy again. This is why Naruto cannot let anyone else down. He has to beat Sasuke. He was standing there next to Sasuke. They had been going on for this taijutsu bout for about an hour now, after he had put a kunai to Naruto's throat. Naruto was chuckling at this though. Sasuke thought he could beat him. There's no way in hell he's beating him, not yet. Not today. Not ever. Naruto appeared behind Sasuke, kicked him in the back, in his skull, and then he almost stepped on it by stomping it. And if he did, he could have broke his jaw. But Naruto made sure he moved his hand away so that he wouldn't hurt his friend. So there was Naruto. Naruto was casually just letting Sasuke down. He was flogging him. It had been a while now, but Naruto was not letting down. This hour and a half battle that is going on is not acceptable. After their taijutsu bout, they had been going again for another half an hour. After 4 hours, Naruto stood there, puffing and puffing. He was next to Kakashi. Sasuke was in the ground. He had smashed his head, and it had been dragged all through the dirt. Sasuke finally stood up. He was huffing and puffing. He spat out blood with his Sharingan activated. I dare you to fight me. I dare you to challenge me, said Sasuke. Naruto chuckled to this. You really want to go? You really want me to kill you? Asked Naruto. Sasuke chuckled at this. You kill me? There's no way in hell I'll be letting a brat like you take my life, said Sasuke. Sasuke charged at Naruto, but before he could, two shadow clones of Naruto's had kunais in the back of Sasuke's throat, and two in the front of his throat, and then there's one in his mouth. If you run or move any closer, you die, chuckled Naruto. Sasuke just looked at this. He had to lose. He had to give up so he could become stronger eventually. Okay then, I will become and stop being gloomy, said Sasuke. Naruto just chuckled at this. He then put his hand signs in the form of release, and Sasuke woke up from the genjutsu he was in. Naruto had chuckled at this. You know, we've only been here for like 5 minutes. You already gave up? You're not that cool. You're not that strong, chuckled Naruto. This pissed off Sasuke. He had just been tricked in a genjutsu he couldn't see through his Sharingan. Naruto was improving a bit by bit, but I guess always putting those genjutsus on paid off. I really shouldn't have used them against Naruto, should I? Thought Sasuke. Naruto just chuckled to himself. Okay, let's go. You got a date, don't you, with Mana? And I've got one with Shikamaru, and then one with Neji. Those two still haven't decided who gets me, chuckled Naruto to himself. Sasuke looked at himself. Wait, you're still dating those two? Shouldn't you have given up by now? Asked Sasuke. Naruto chuckled at this. I would have, but it's funny watching them both compete for me. You know, maybe if you had someone to care about, as much as I care about both of them, you'd be able to decide, said Naruto. Sasuke just chuckled at this. Whatever, you annoying runt, said Naruto said Sasuke to Naruto. Naruto was chuckling at this, but he couldn't hold himself to think about this right now. He had been fighting for a while against Sasuke in the genjutsu. Naruto had flogged him either way. Naruto had continued to go on his own way, and now look at him. He had just flogged Sasuke. Sasuke had been the best in the class, but only because Naruto hadn't really paid attention too much. Naruto and Sasuke walked through the village. Kakashi had to stay back to do some errands, if you know what I mean. Him and Rin are probably going to go do something together. Naruto saw Obito standing there. He was flirting with that girl again, that Tenten girl. She thinks she's so smart and so good when it comes to weapons. Naruto could probably beat her in a weapon if he decided to take one, but he won't. He won't take up weapons, not yet. Naruto thought back to Jiraiya. He hadn't really seen him much lately. He had been doing his own business with whatever he does. Naruto just thought to himself, you know what? I will make the best of the best, chuckled Naruto. Sasuke asked him what he meant by this. What do you mean, the best of the best? Asked Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke hadn't really spoken much, so Sasuke probably doesn't know of Naruto's dream. But to bring peace of all, and if I have to, I'll rule all 3 nations, but not like through fear or anything, but by everyone seeing how awesome I am, and select me as the ultimate Kage, the 6th Kage, the ruler of everyone, chuckled Naruto. Ha ha, chuckled Kuruma. Naruto was standing there in shock. Kuruma wasn't bad-mouthing him or anyone else around him, so maybe his time in the mindscape had finally pulled off. him trying to work with all of them. Naruto walked past Obito along with Sasuke, past Obito and Tenten. Then they came to Ichiraki Ramen. There was Neji and Shikamaru. No, I'm not lazy. I'm just tired and complicated, said Shikamaru. And you call me proud. I'm proud about things I do, but I'm not fully proud, said Neji. Naruto will choose me. You know he will, said Neji. No, he won't. He will choose someone that's not completely picky, that doesn't just want, isn't proud and all, and can also care about other people as well. Maybe if you were nicer to him, you might actually have a chance with him, said Shikamaru. I have more of a chance than you lazy ass. You don't even get off your bum, said Shikamaru. No, said Neji. You just sit around all day doing nothing, said. All you do is go on about how great the Hyuga clan is and how you have to get the bird seal off you and you got to get revenge for your father and all this other bull crap. So just be quiet, Neji, said Shikamaru. You think you're almighty compared to me? I will beat you in a battle, said Shikamaru. Naruto was just watching in amazement at the girls fighting over who would be with him, but then he chuckled at something. He then turned to the both of them and sat down in the middle of them. He was a regular customer after all. He placed some money down on the counter. Hey, old man, said Naruto. Toichi and Ayame walked out. Yes, Naruto-kun? And asked Ayame. Yes, Naruto, said Toichi. Well, maybe can I get my regular? Asked Naruto. Toichi nodded. They went to go clean up and buy all his food, make his food. Then he turned to Neji and Shikamaru. So you guys fighting over me again? Asked Naruto. No, said Shikamaru. Why would I fight over you? Asked Neji. Huh, that's what I thought, said Shikamaru. Naruto just chuckled to himself. He was bored now. He turned around, and after 20 minutes, he had finished his bowl. A 10-year-old Naruto. Naruto stood there next to all of his friends. He's now 10 years old. They've been fighting a long time. Why? Because they thought it would be fun. It had just been a regular taijutsu spar. Naruto vs Kiba, and then the winner would verse Sasuke. And of course Kiba lost. Even with Akamaru, they still lost. And who was watching this battle? None other than Aruka. Naruto just smiled to himself. He had beaten Kiba after school. Like he normally would, he'd challenged one of them. And then he turned to see none other than Shikamaru, the girl with long black hair that he would have thought was a fangirl at one stage, but had stopped after Naruto had turned around and told Neji last year that he couldn't deal with being in a relationship with anyone right now. So they both had gone on to learn their clan techniques, so hopefully impress Naruto from the distance. And then they turned to Shikamaru. She had just became lazy around Naruto, trying to prove Neji wrong that even lazy people can get with someone. So this made even Neji change her ways. She decided that if someone lazy can get with Naruto, someone proud can get with her as well. So he isn't losing her. They aren't losing their bet just yet. But then Naruto chuckled to himself. Of course they're gonna lose. He can't accept anything greater than himself. Naruto stood there next to Sasuke. Sasuke had some shuriken and kunai ready. Kakashi was finally going to teach him some actual jutsus after this. A jutsu, proper jutsus, not like the normal genin or academy ones, more like elemental ninjutsu ones. Naruto then turned over to see Sasuke. Sasuke was ready, and it became like this. They were rivals among no other. Sasuke had his fan club, and Naruto just had Shikamaru, Neji, and Hinata. Well, Hinata just cheers for anyone. It's either, if it becomes down to Naruto or Kiba, she just goes quiet. But if it's just Naruto fighting someone, she cheers for Naruto for Neji's sake. But if it's Kiba's around, it's Kiba for her own sake. Naruto knew exactly what this meant. Hinata had a thing for Kiba, and everyone in their right mind could see Kiba had something he wanted to say to Hinata, but he could never muster the balls to do it. So Naruto, being Naruto, was going to push him. He turned to Sasuke and looked him in the eyes. "You been training my cousin, right?" asked Naruto. All the fangirls here were shocked at this. What do they mean? Why would he be treating a girl right? He doesn't have to treat anyone right. He doesn't belong to anyone. He is a man that is by himself. He has no girlfriend and he has nothing. All the fangirls were shocked, and then Naruto chuckled to himself. "Oh, so you haven't told them yet, have you?" asked Naruto. Sasuke just shook his head. "Don't you dare say anything, Naruto," said Sasuke. Naruto charged at Sasuke, kunai in hand. They were both slashing at each other with the kunais. They were gonna fight each other to the death if it's the last thing they do. There was no way in hell that Naruto was losing to Sasuke, and there's no way in hell that Sasuke's losing to Naruto. So they both went for strike to strike, blade to blade. Naruto was chuckling to himself. Sasuke is quite as good as you'd think from a Uchiha of all people. But then Naruto noticed something. Sasuke had put him in a genjutsu. Shit, he looked into his Sharingan. Can't remember when, but he remembered. On the outside world, Naruto had done what he had. He had released the damn Sharingan. He had released the genjutsu. He was standing there. He had two kunais in his side and one across his cheek. "You really think you could beat me that easily?" asked Sasuke. And then Naruto couldn't remember what he meant by this, but then Naruto remembered. He had put Sasuke in a genjutsu. Now it was time for him. He was mocking Naruto, because Naruto had always put him in a genjutsu. "So now do you know what it feels like to be in a genjutsu that actually hurts?" asked Sasuke. Naruto just shook his head. "I don't know about you, but I do know about me. And your genjutsu doesn't hurt that much," chuckled Naruto. "You want to fight me? You want to die?" asked Sasuke. They both started slashing and slicing at each other with their kunai and shuriken. There were sparks all over the place, and Naruto was enjoying himself. Sasuke was losing to Naruto of all people. There's no way that he could not beat him. Then he noticed something. There it was. Sasuke had put him in a pressure point. When? He can't remember. Naruto collapsed to one knee. Naruto chuckled to himself from the look he got from Shikamaru and Neji. They both looked shocked that Naruto had collapsed. Inside Naruto's mindscape, "Brat, you don't be listening to this Uchiha," said Kuruma. Naruto chuckled. Over the past year, Kuruma and all the other tailed beasts, Azobo, Sangoku, Koki, and also Saikon, all looked at Naruto in disbelief. They had started to hate the Uchiha. Not really hate him, but dislike him when he came to his arrogant ways. Naruto chuckled at this, of course, because he waited and watched as they all commented. After Naruto had powered up Sasuke's Sharingan, it's no longer the Sharingan. There is the Neko's Sharingan, and then the Ultimate Sharingan, and then the Eternal Sharingan. But it was completely different as the Sharingan normally would. At one Tomoe, normally it reads your movements. It copies your jutsus. At stage 2, it can use Tsukunomi. at second two tomoes, and at three tomoes, Naruto he can do something that even can strain chakra. It is something of amazement. Naruto has seen this happen before to him. How did Naruto Sasuke? He unlocked it for a short brief of time. That when he first unlocked the the deluxe Sharingan, then the ultimate, then the eternal. When he unlocked the deluxe, when it was upgraded to the deluxe Sharingan, he had put himself in the three Tomoe state. It is, you know how the normal Sharingan is with the Tomoes and all that. It is blue outline, red Tomoe and blue outline, and then white in the middle. And with the Tomoes, it's actually kunai type things that are black. No one knew exactly how the Sharingan was the way it was, except Naruto, Kakashi, Jiraiya, and Hiruzen. If Orochimaru knew, well, hell will break loose either way when the Chunin exams happens. But that will come when it comes. Naruto decided it was time that he lets loose. He started flying all over the place. He was chucking kunai and shuriken everywhere. He was chuckling to himself. "You think you can beat me?" said Naruto. Naruto arrived, and all 5 clones of Naruto's that he had all started kneeing into Sasuke. He collapsed, and he started to bleed. He spat out blood and landed on his knees. A 9-year-old Naruto turned over to Kiba and Hinata. He asked them both to come here by waving at them. They both came over. And when Naruto was there, when they arrived, Naruto just grabbed the both of them by in a hug position, and then just slammed them both against each other. They landed in a kiss. They both were kissing. Everyone blushed at the sight. They wanted to kiss him, Sasuke. But then Naruto brought something up that shocked them all. Was Sasuke with someone? But they wouldn't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. They all hope it's the latter. They don't want him to be with anyone. They want him to be single unless it's with them. But then at the same time, they can't always expect to get what they want. Naruto is different to everyone. Then Naruto chuckled to himself. "Hello," said Naruto. As he turned around, they all turned to see this. Naruto just chuckled to himself. "I guess you guys are now?" "Yeah, a couple," said Naruto. 11-year-old Naruto. This is Naruto just before the beginning exams. He's just before 12. Then there is nothing that anyone... This surprised everyone. Here stood Naruto. He was chuckling to himself. Hey, said Naruto. They all looked at him funny for a second. Then they just shrugged themselves. This was the day that everyone cared about. It was Naruto's birthday. Well, actually, it was Mina and Obito's birthday. No one knew about Naruto's birthday. They just said it was Naruto's birthday. Well, they spent it like it was Naruto's birthday. But Naruto was being Naruto, so he chuckled to himself. "Hey guys," said Naruto. They all just nodded at themselves. Shikamaru and Neji both rushed up to Naruto, hugging him, putting him in a tight hold. Naruto had poofed away, so he wouldn't be affected by any of this, and chuckled to himself. "You guys can't get me that easily," said Naruto. They both just nodded their head. Of course they can't. It's Naruto. He's not that dumb, and he's not stupid enough to let us all just sit away here and become weird loyal way. Then there stood Shikamaru. She was blushing. She isn't lazy anymore. She decided she'd impress Naruto her own way. So she started learning her clan techniques with her brother Shika. Yes, Naruto was shocked to meet her brother. he was her twin, but at the same time, no one knew about him because he was in this agency called the Root, which Shikaku decided to pull him out of because he thought it was dumb and decided that Naruto, well, Shika and Shikamaru would all work together. They were to become the best duo of the Naruto clan. Shikamaru with his laziness and smartness, and then Shika with his laziness and smartness, and then this Shikamaru, her smartness, and she was actually pretty all-round good rounded. She's rounded in every single ninja category except Genjutsu. Then there's Neji. She is proficient in all of her clan techniques. She is not a branch member. No, she is like a sister to Hinata and Hanabi. So, she has been taken the branch seal off of her just because she is now a member of his family, of Hayashi's family. He doesn't see him as a father, but he sees Hanabi and Hinata. She sees them as siblings because she enjoys her time with them and training. The year with Kiba had brightened up Hinata in a lot of different ways. Then there was Kakashi and Rin. They were the perfect group, you'd say, but that didn't make them the perfect couple. They had their ups and downs, with Kakashi being a pervert, and him and Rin always doing mischievous things when push came to shove. And then there is Obito. He hates Naruto because Naruto is always getting in his way with Tenten. She sees Naruto as more of a man because he knows how to treat a woman. And she has said that if he doesn't start treating her right, they're gonna end it. And that isn't what she wants. She wants to be with him, but she wants to be respected like a man should respect a woman. So she decided she might not. But in the end, she will have to decide what she really wants. She doesn't care anymore right now. But then there is all the fangirls. Sasuke was standing there next to Mina, holding hands. None of the girls took it lightly that he was literally dating Mina, and they didn't get a piece of her. They didn't get to be with him, but she did. This made them all scared. This made them all pissed at her, but she was not scared one bit. She was actually quite happy that this was going on because it means that she can improve her ways. Naruto just stood next to his cousin and turned around. Thank you guys for coming. I can't wait to become Genin with all of you in the next year and train more, said Naruto. So this is where we ended off. Next part will be the Genin, the start of the Genin and all that. So yeah, that's for the next part. Peace out for now though.